Hey, I would like to draw your attention on something that helps me a lot right now. I already said that if you want to reach another stage in your life, you have to change yourself. You have to be someone else. You have to be the person who is there, even if things are not uh, already in the state you want. You are the person who is here and who is just building this surroundings, so that everything relates to who you are. Because basically it's another thing I already stated, which is very important. I think that if you assume that you are there at the moment and you want to get there, there's no path in between. You are either there or there. If you decide you are there, nothing will bring you to the next step. If you decide that now I'm there, now everything else has to relate to the state and to be congruent with who you decided you are. Even your behavior, everything is going to, you're going to change everything that is not congruent with who you decide you are and where you decide you are. So that's really something interesting. And in order for that to occur, what I think interesting is to start behave this way. And how do you change that? Because the trap, I realize, for me at least, but I think so I'm not the only one in this case, is that I say, okay, it's not that big deal and I'm going to change everything and to be perfectly at this stage with all the behaviors that goes with that, and things are not that difficult to do, so I'm going to and I set the bar very high, actually, maybe even higher than that. And the trick is that it doesn't happen this way. Most of the time, it just doesn't work, because for a lot of reasons, we have a lot of barriers, psychological barriers in our mind. For, always for bad reasons, I would say, but for some reasons that are real. And our mindset is, someday you will be up for setting the bar very high and behaving this way. But then, there's a kind of reaction, I think, that says, hey, whoa, 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 what are you doing? That just doesn't correspond to who you are. It's just not possible. There's a lot of reactions like that. So that's why I think there's theories that say, okay, just do little steps and little steps, and it's just theories that I've never really enjoyed a lot, because too much theory. And but the fact is that actually it's good, and for it's good, and I can realize that in my life today, because I realize that just setting, I won't talk about little steps because it's just too abstract. Anyway, if you just put in a more concrete way, you put some actions in your life, but small actions. That is, for example, I want to change my life in a certain way, and it implies that I do other things. The things that I just do, it's not I do, it's I take little times in my day to do those things. But I say very clearly, and that's what helps me a lot. It is, I say, okay, now I know today I'm going to plan in my day. I want to do, well, I need to do all that. That's all the things I need to do. So for that, I'm going to do this at this time, this at this time, and this at this time. But it's always very little time. It can be maybe just 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes here. But that's half an hour in a day. And that really helps, because if you say, okay, I have the time and I'll make this and this and this. Okay, the problem is, if you have the time, there's another theory about that. The more time you have, the less time it's going to take you to do something. So it's very good to say, okay, I just take this time. And you can take a stopwatch, I think that's called, okay, to get the time and say, okay, I just have 10 minutes and I do that. And that's it. And after that, I move on. And you can do that several times in a day. That's very, very well, much more efficient, because first of all, you have very little time, so you're going to invest fully in what you have to do. So you're actually going to do something for 10 minutes. And if you know exactly what you have to do, that's another barrier that isn't there anymore, because you don't have to think. Because one of the trap is that, okay, I know what I want, but I don't know exactly how to do it. I don't know exactly how long, with what tools, maybe, at what time, and so on and so on. And all that, well, eventually makes that you don't do anything at all. or maybe you just do it once and it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it's very boring, and well, the next day you don't do it at all because it's just too much. Okay, so knowing exactly what you have to do, how you're going to do it, to plan that in advance, to take the time to do, okay, what do I have to do? And you just take a notepad and a pen, and you just list what do I have to do exactly. How am I going to do it? With what? If you need some tools or anything, okay, when am I going to do it? How long does it take? Or how long do I provide for this item? And once you have that very clear, you just have to to commit to your own plan. And okay, I'll do, and just little steps. So actually, little steps, that means in this to this regard, little times, little periods. It's very easy once you have that, and you know it's just going to take little periods of time. It's easy to say, okay, I can stick to that and I'll do it. And you know that at this time you do that this way. That's not very difficult at this time, but you have to plan that in advance. And then the fact that you stick to that, and every day you have your plan and your little periods, and you take maybe 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there, and at the end of the day you really made concrete your new state, because you're really experiencing something different. And if you do that just a few days in a row, you're going to see that, well, you're just someone else. You're someone else because every day I do that, and every day I move forward in my plan. And it's very easy to do. This way it's very easy to do, once again, because it's just little period of times, and you do it because you know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So that's my thought for today. Just take the time, plan some little periods, knowing exactly what you have to do, how you have to do it, and when you do it, and then commit to your plan. Okay, and that helps a lot to be someone else. You experience something different, really, and then it becomes really easier to climb the ladder in a way, and to really reach higher level and higher. Okay, so as always, let me know what you think of that. What are your actions? What you do with that? And every comment is welcome. I talk to you soon. Bye bye.